As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
One more time, I'm gonna blast that.
But I'm supposed to be scared now cause you got a pistol, motherfucker?
Hey, that Jim Jack, come on! Shit, that's Kane and Harold, man!
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Joe Chapo back in the building. Another edition of If They Only Knew. As always, we got your boy Main Light on the hill out of the Bronx. What up, man?
Yo, what's good to my eye talkers, man? Stand up, man. Make sure you hit that subscribe, that like, that share, drop a comment, and make sure you pull up that bell so you get all of our videos firsthand.
Hell yeah, yo. Our numbers been crazy, not crazy, man. It's getting up there and shit, yo. We're doing big things and shit. We got some good videos coming up. Another special episode today, man. Please, sir, go and introduce yourself.
How y'all doing out there, man? My name is Anthony Jackson, man. I just got finished doing, say, 13 years, 9 months, and I believe 4 days behind a wall, the fence, on a compound. It doesn't matter what you want to call it, you know. I did that day for day. So, I'm here. I'm here. I gave back, I think it was 5 years. I had a 25-year sentence. And during that time, I experienced a lot, and I taught myself a lot as well. So,
we appreciate you being on here, man. We appreciate you coming home safe and sound. Let's start from the beginning, though. They all want the same thing. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you from, and how you came up.
So, I was born at John Hopkins in Baltimore, Maryland, but I was raised in Annapolis, Maryland. It's about 20 minutes away from Baltimore. I'm actually right now in my childhood home.
Wow, that's what's up, yo.
My childhood home. I haven't been here in a couple of weeks. And I'm just before the interview, I was just like, wow, I remember all the things we should do back here. But yeah, it's a
lot bigger back then.
Huh?
It seemed like a lot bigger back then.
Hey, look, let me tell you, man. It did, man. It did. It really did. It felt like it was huge, man. It felt like it was huge.
That's beautiful right there, though, man. That's beauty right there, baby.
I used to hate this house. I still do hate this house. This house is the first house on the street. So this house is like over 100 years old. So
wow.
Yeah, this house was pivotal in my I want to say in my journey to actually making the wrong choices. This house was a revolving door to family members. Some of my family members were drug addicts. Some of them were good people. There was a point in time inside this house right here. It was like 14 people living in this house. Crowded, a lot going on. One bathroom, and my mother, she's the youngest of, I believe, 7 other siblings, and she holds the family down. She holds the family down. She's been holding the family down for years, and she keeps the door open to her siblings, So I really it was cool at some point in time, but it was also there was no real privacy. Nothing was really yours. Everything was like free game. So
yeah.
But
was that the house where you jumped off the porch?
Excuse me?
Was this the house where you finally jumped off the porch?
Yeah. This house, this area, and I eventually started out and dibble and dabble in other neighborhoods, and just started to run around with I don't want to say a bad crew because a lot of them are still here with me today. They're still here with me. They were there for me during my incarceration. So they're my bros.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people say, I started hanging out with the wrong, well, the bad crew, or this the wrong crew and shit. Yeah, but I mean, it was just a bunch of kids just fucking experiencing life, man. Just, like I don't think we was a bad group of people. Like I know Maine and shit. I grew up with him and shit about 44 years. Yeah, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like we wasn't a bunch of bad kids. We got into a lot of shit, but we wasn't at heart bad kids, man.
No, we went for what we knew. You
Mhm.
know, we went for what we knew, and from what our environment, which was the streets, you know, what they taught you, you know, and what we might have thought was fun to for us may not have been fun to those over there in the boondocks or over there in the suburbs, but you know, we made a way out of it, you know, and that's all that matters. That's all.
So, I mean, with the 14 people in the house, did you run with some of them as well? Was that were they part of your crew as well, family?
Oh no, I mean these were biological family.
Oh, this was your brothers, sisters, cousins.
Yeah, yeah. This was my brother, first cousin, uncle, aunt. Yeah,
Where did you fall?
stepfather.
Were, were you the youngest, middle?
So I'm the oldest of all of my siblings. I'm the oldest of all of my siblings. Uh,
I'm sure they a lot of shit, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
I got
yeah,
two older sisters, and I'm like the older brother to them, and they get me shit. You know?
yeah. I'm actually finding out about new siblings. You know, that's all that was on my father's side. So and they're just like coming out of the woodwork. So I'm just like, wow, like I didn't even know. You know, at one point in time, I thought it was just me and my little brother who's 23 now. But no, you know,
Hey, more the
yeah,
merrier. More the merrier. So,
no.
what? I mean, was the area a bad area, or did you go looking for the trouble, or was the trouble right there to find?
I mean, it's always trouble to find. You know,
Right.
it's always fine. Mine was more so. I think mine was more so stemmed from social, you know, being socially accepted. You know, I didn't consider myself as being one of the popular kids when I was growing up. You know, inside of the circle that I dwelled in. You know, I played a lot of sports growing up. You know, so that kept me, you know, that kept my name, you know, a little bit alive. You know, but I think my journey was to chase some type of materialism. You know, to be honest, you know, because you know I never had anything, so that was my goal. You know, that was my goal. When it all falls down to it. Although I know today that you know it's not all about the things that you can actually touch. You know the intangibles are you know that much more important than anything.
We was out there, what, just hustling, getting that bread.
Yeah, yeah. So I hustling. I robbed, man. Shot people. I did it all. You know, I did it all. I started at a real young age. I want to say about like 15, 16. But it was more so. Uh, my mom, she knew what I was doing, but she didn't want to actually, you know, fess up to it or you know really acknowledge it. So she basically like, you know, that's my baby, my oldest son, swept it under the rug. But other family, friends, and people knew what was going on.
Yeah.
You know, you know, they knew what was going on. But that's what I mostly did. Though. That's what I mostly did. I want to say preteens. That's when it was the robbing. You know, once I turned 13, that's when it was. You know, that's when it was flat out hustling. You know, 14, my freshman year, that's when I started selling coke. And that's what I dwelled in. You know, that's what I dwelled in.
So how
Licks,
you
everything.
so how your first brush with the law?
Uh, I want to say 11, 12, 11, 12. Uh, I used to love dogs. Like I loved them. Love to train them, love to fight them, love pits. And it was this lady who had a litter, and me and another friend of mine at the time. And we went on, jumped over the fence, took all the dogs. You know, we were selling dogs. I kept a couple of them. We ended up getting jammed up for it, and that was my first. That was my first run in with the law. So.
Mm-hmm. So that was straight for you then. That was, like,
but after that it was it was gradually, it grew to much more serious crimes, but it is.
I assume you was getting some sort of slap on the wrist.
What you say?
I said, so each time I assume you was getting some sort of slap on the wrist, so you wasn't taking it as serious as what it really was.
No, the judge wasn't. It was a slap on the wrist. I didn't serve any time for it. Didn't even see it. A jail cell for it. Just went to the courts. Just went to the courts. And that was like my first brushing with the law. And then before I actually seen a jail, I think it was probably maybe 2 years after that. 14.
That like.
That was rough. So, that was rough right there, man. Juvenile system is, it's it was totally different from the prison system. That's the training grounds right there. That's the training ground.
Some people were saying that them YOs, man, was like crazy. Like you was fighting every day and shit, Well,
every day, man. Every day. And that's just how it was. Everybody, clicked up. So, you had to find, where you were from. You had people from Baltimore, you had people from DC. And, here I am. I'm in Annapolis, but same time, you still gonna get it in regardless wherever you at. So it is what it is. But that's what it was every day. That's what it was every day. I was only in there for probably about a month. It wasn't nothing too serious. It wasn't nothing too serious. What I just came home for, that was my longest stint.
So let's jump on that, yo. So what led up to that one, man?
Oh man, when that happened, I think I had just turned 20. Yeah, man, I had just turned 20. I was feeling myself. I was nice when it came to the finance. It was good. So 19 years old. I had just graduated the year before. Because I did graduate from high school, and the only reason why I graduated from high school is because I was on house arrest.
Hey, it helped out, I guess.
I was fucking bored and just said fuck it.
Yep.
Yeah, I wasn't going to school when and I got locked up. I got a gun charge and a drug charge, and when I went up for bail review, I told the judge, I said, I'm still in school. But I hadn't been in school the whole semester. I'm still in school. Mm-hmm. And she said, pre-trial house arrest, you got to go to school. So I was supposed to graduate the year prior. I wasn't really going to school then. So so I went to school the next day, house arrest bracelet on my leg. And they said, oh, okay, well, you only need a credit and a half to graduate. I'm like, what? Okay. So I'm like, okay, I'm cool with that. So as they told me that I was, that's what I needed, I'm like, all right. I only had one class, and then another class I was like a office aide. I was an office aide for a little bit. I was on house arrest at the same time, and my house arrest agent, she thought I was getting out of school 2:00, but I only got 2 classes. I'm leaving school, I was like maybe like 9:30, 10:00, and I'm back out. I'm ripping, running, I'm chasing, and that excuse me, that's what was going on until I violated that. And I violated that, and it's a good thing when I did violate it, I was close to the actual trial date.
So is that what, was it that charge that led to the 13?
Nah, that charge wasn't what led to the 13. That put me in another atmosphere right there. That put me in another atmosphere right there. Because I was I was included, but I was still able to do what I had to do. Yeah. So I wasn't spending as much. I was constantly stacking the whole time while I was on it. And after I violated, I did probably a 3-week stint before my trial. Then my trial came home from there, and it was just like back at it. What it was. It's back at it. And from there, I violated my probation twice. Yeah, I violated my probation twice. And it's like 6 months later, I ended up committing second-degree murder. So, yeah. And when I committed that, I had just got my probation reinstated 2 weeks before. So that year, after my graduation was just like, that was me entering that level, opening up that door that like, man, look, you really on this path. So you dead or you're gonna be locked up. And unfortunately, it happened. I did the time, and I took somebody's life. And
a plea, or you went to trial?
Trial, man. I took it to trial. I wasn't doing no playing out. I took that whole thing to trial a week straight. Beat the first-degree murder. They found me guilty for second degree. My guidelines were high because I had just got my probation reinstated. I had two prior gun charges before that, and and she was just like, "Look, the guidelines 25 to 30 years. I'm gonna give you 30 years, but suspend 25." So I said, "Okay." I mean, well, I can't say okay, but it is what it is. That's what I got, and from that day, I was just like, from my sentencing date, a couple months after that, I was just like something got to give, something got to change. So I came up with a plan, and I followed that plan to a T. I was able.
What was that like, living by your plan and still being in prison?
It was a challenge. It was a serious challenge, especially in the beginning, because it's like, here it is. I'm on this path or journey to revamp, refurbish, transform my mind. But what's the first step? Where's the first? Like, who can I talk to? Like, who can teach me how to do this? So,
was the prison offering any programs?
Yeah, so the prison offered a couple programs. Of course, you had NAAA, but you also had a lot of self-help classes, a lot of anger management, thinking for a change, and some of that stuff worked, but it wasn't really too much. It didn't really sink into me as it did once I really navigated my way through, the who's who can really actually guide me toward the path that I wanted to be on.
See, the politics is not heavy out there, right? Like, it's not like, they really like militant style out there, like Cali or anything like that, right?
Oh, no. It's not. It's nothing like Cali, But I mean, don't get me wrong, it get funky at any given time, but But no, it's nothing like Cali. But you do have those brothers who are like that. It's not it's not a mass of people or a lot of people that do move in that manner. But you do have those brothers that do. And I contribute, a lot of that I contribute to the Nation of Islam as well. They definitely showed me, first step to actually knowing myself. From there, I put myself through an intensity chamber of sorts. Came up with goals, deadlines, times, and scheduled those things out. That this is just what I'm going to do. I'm going to set that out. I'll strategically plan it out. And took a lot of bumps and bruises, a lot of mistakes. At the same time, it helped me create the discipline that I needed to actually change. First, I scared of rejection, scared of failure. Didn't want to, recognize my weaknesses, and I think I pushed my strengths so hard that my strengths started to become my weaknesses. And I became limp at times, But again, those individuals who I surrounded myself around, they definitely picked me up, and they helped me really gradually get through that intensity chamber.
Was it something that you felt like you wasn't progressing at the right pace, on your journey, or?
I wouldn't say the right pace. I would just say the same thing that I think a lot of people go through when it just comes to learning anything different. You go through that that stage or that phase where you're trying to comprehend, you're trying to figure out why, trying to figure out that core issue, that can actually that if you do find out that core issue and solve, that you can actually move out and elevate on what it is that you really what it was that I really want to do when it came to me wanting to think different. So I definitely read a lot. Did a lot of essays. Ended up inside of an institution that was therapeutic. It was more therapeutic than anything, and that was like my first introduction to therapy, group therapy sessions, and that helped me out a lot as well. To see and people, that not just go through the same thing, but go through things that are way more, horrific than what I went through. That brought me back down to reality, but it also built some bridges as well.
Do you think because like we have quite a few people that come on and they say that they've developed some sort of PTSD from being incarcerated. Now, do you think that's something that you kind of formed by going in and out, and then find that hit at the end? Do you think that was something that might have developed some sort of PTSD or?
Of course. Actually, I'm sitting there watching my cousin right here play with his son. My cousin came to get me when I first came home, and I was in the mall at Macy's. It was crazy, but I mean it was funny, but it was crazy at the same time. And it actually showed you, the PTSD that that I suffered from. I'm walking through the aisle with a polo section, and I'm looking for, I want to get these clothes off me. I want to go get in the shower with these clothes off. So I'm looking through that, and then I feel my back, and I turn around, and it's a damn mannequin. I'm just like, what the fuck, and it happened like 2 or 3 times, in the same store. And I was just like, damn. My cousin was like, you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm cool. And even at night, visiting my family, friends, people, walking up to me, I'm looking at them head to toe, looking at hands, everything. I'm a little bit more. Well, I'm a lot more, laid back now. I've been home, 6 months now, so. It's, some things still get to me. Some things, some things doesn't.
About
technology. The things that really get to me, sometimes I really don't even point it out. Somebody else might point it out. And I smile about it, but at the same time, it just goes to show how serious trauma is.
So therapy is something you plan on continuing to move forward?
Go to therapy every week. Every week, bro. Go to therapy every week, every Tuesday. I'm in therapy.
People need to hear that because, like me and Maine have spoke about in the past, like people feel like it's some sort of stigma or whatever. If you go to see a therapist, you solve for something or, nah, man. Sometimes you just need somebody to talk to, a third party.
Yeah. Let me tell you something, bro, man. I was in that program for about 4 years. About 4 years, and I still talk to a lot of the individuals that I met inside there that are home now, that had the opportunity to go through that program for maybe a more extensive time than I did, a shorter time than I did, and all of them are doing very well. I mean, very well. A lot of these guys are guys who, some of them I didn't see, about, I want to say about 8 or 9 years. Everyone is doing very well. Some of them are even millionaires now. So that was something that this program really bred through, through therapy, man. And I see a lot of those brothers on the gram, on Facebook, talk to them on the phone, and they're doing wonderful. We went paintballing, I want to say a couple months ago. So yeah, man. So everyone still stays in touch, Everyone still stays in touch. And also, during my incarceration, I was able to, be a part of the University of Baltimore Second Chance Pell Grant program. And I'm very close with those individuals who I went to school with there. We're still all in college now.
That's what's up.
All of us that have re-entered back into society. Everyone is working. Everyone is in school. They're family men. One is really indulging into the streets or anything. So
they need more programs like that, man. Like this is the first I've heard of this. Have you heard of that before, man?
Yes. I mean, New York is different. I don't know how it is now. You know what I'm saying? My experience is different in the 90s. You know what I mean? Like there was drug programs and stuff like that, but there wasn't like anything else besides the drug programs.
Oh, yeah, mine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was just something, you had to kind of make your own decision. So that's why a lot of people were just going back to get like crazy back in them days because there wasn't that type of program. But now over time, and I'm gonna be honest, technology, believe it or not, even though they might not come out and be able to know how to use it, but once they do, it opens up the door for a lot of these people that's coming home because now they have another avenue where they don't even gotta try to apply for a job. They can do something like YouTube, Instagram. I mean, you name it, there's other avenues. Whereas before, it wasn't like that. Either you had to sign an application, they looked at you up and down, right? Seeing you've been locked up in the last 7 years. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just did 5 years, boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely different now. You know what I mean?
That's cool. See, 7 years, 5 years is cool, because, they still had, they had iPhones 5 years ago, 7 years ago, But those brothers who have been locked up since 2000 and the 90s coming home now, man, like really, man, it's rough.
Yeah.
World, man.
Because social media is a new form of communication, and and even though body language is like 80%, of your communication, social media is just like 120%, and being able to communicate through that avenue is it's hard. It's hard, but for us to really understand that.
That's why we started a trend. I've been out for a while. I'm on YouTube, right? So if a brother like you who just came home had any questions, that's what I'm here for. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how, you know what I mean? Like, I think we gotta press the reset button. You know what I mean?
But that also answers answer your question, because you said this was back when you were in the 90s. You were out in the 90s, so some parts of the prison system got better, some parts of it declined. But I definitely think it is on an up and up of some sorts in some ways. But a lot of things we got to realize is that majority of the people that are incarcerated are in state-run facilities, not feds. And if your state ain't got no money, your prison program, your prison programs are gone. So that's why a lot of other people, when they do go to the feds, that they're much more prepared. They're around individuals who will really get into that bag and in a multitude of ways, So it's totally different, than the states. So
that's a fact. You got a point, especially now. I'm thinking about it now with Corona suck money out of like states like New York and all these states that got hit hard. Those are probably some of the programs that they're gonna start taking back.
Yeah. Yeah.
You think about that.
That's the first thing that goes. The programs inside the prison system. That's the first thing that goes.
So, man, it definitely sounds like you got a great group of people around you.
Thank you.
Definitely on the right path. And are you still, like you stated before, while you was in prison, you had these short-term goals. Are you still making these short-term goals now? Or are they more long-term than short-term?
I'm still doing. I'm doing more. I want to say more of a. I was doing more of a long term, but now it's more so short term, because I'm learning a couple of new things, a lot of new things, so I have to learn these things much quicker. There's a lot of short term goals right now. A lot of short term goals. Of course, those short term goals equal up to the bigger picture of the long term goal ahead, but it's more short term goals than anything right now.
So is there anything you're working on right now? Anything that you want to push? Anything you want to plug? Anything you want?
So right now, as you see, man, I'm really starting to get into this public relations thing, man. It's hard, but it's a fast-paced industry. I like that. I'm also working for a nonprofit right now, and in the future, I definitely would like to, own my own nonprofit. So that's the biggest reasons, for me actually accepting the job there, because I want to see how things were ran, and that nonprofit is called from prison to PhD, and we basically push different things like Band the Box. We do mentor college. We do mentorships, but we do it more so on the college level. So it's post-secondary education, where individuals, coming home from their incarceration, they can come talk to us. We're get them in school, try to get them some type of scholarships, get them employment, mental health, everything. So that's my main thing, right? That's my main thing right now. And I'm navigating my way through, not just through life, but through the business world as well. So
is this any social media if they want to get in contact with you?
Oh yeah. So you can get in contact with me at ants_purpose7 on Instagram, on Facebook, Anthony Jackson. I'm not a Twitter user. Those are the two main things. I'm on Clubhouse as well. Anthony Jackson. you can definitely holler at me on there. Well, yeah, you can holler at me on there, but they're gonna see you on Instagram anyway to DM me or something. But yeah, but that's how you get in contact with me, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate you all reaching out to me. This is my second interview that I've done, and after I did sit down with Sid, you all were right on the jump. It's like, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do it. That's let's.
We definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, that's a
But,
fact.
we try to end on a good positive note. So, Maine.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate the story. Before I actually get into it, man, big up to you. It's never easy, man. I've been home for 20 years, and it's never easy. It's still, like flashes, like, sometimes thoughts still come into my head. You know what I'm saying? And I look at my kids, I look at my wife, and then that's what keep me going. You know what I'm saying? So, definitely, you know what I'm saying? You can always reach out to us, man, for any advice, need any help with anything. As far as social media, I mean, we're not advanced like these youngins, but we can help you. But we can help you with anything you ever.
Definitely got the bases locked down, yo.
Yeah, we definitely got the basics at least locked down. So if you don't know, you can always shoot us a message, man. We'd be here to help, brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah, thank you, man.
No problem. Yeah. So always, we try to get this positive message. So let's say if there's one of our viewers that's watching this video right now, right? And they're about to cross that street, and you see them about to cross the street, and you know what's on the other side of the street. When you jump in front of them, what exactly would you tell them?
The same thing I tell a lot of people, and if a lot of people watch this, they'll say, yeah, he'll say that. Embrace the struggle. Embrace, And I say that because when I brought up the intensity chamber, it was hard for me to learn new things. It was hard for me to, to really buckle down and do things for, a long amount of time. Studying for 3, 4, 5 hours, and it was hard, but I embraced it. It was a struggle, but I embraced it, and through that, I was able to just like see myself as being limitless. I'm like, man, look, you could do that shit. Man, you could do that shit. So whatever that person was running from or about to cross the street and do, just turn back around and go ahead and embrace that. Embrace it.
That's what's up. Salute. That's what's up.
Man, again, the honor is ours, man. We definitely appreciate you coming on. Definitely trusting us with your story, man. Like said, if there's anything you need, man, just reach out to us. We're not just here just for an interview, man. Like we creating a network, a family, yo. We believe, is a pay it forward system, man. You know what I'm saying? We always got to keep it paying forward, yo. As long as we paying it forward, yo, somebody's gonna get help. And anyway, yeah, we're going deep about that another time, yeah. But we definitely are there helping each other out.
Hold on. He did say he rapped. You did say you did music, right? You used to rap.
No, it wasn't music. It was sports. I used to do sports, not the music. No.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure. I could have sworn I heard that. I could have sworn. Okay. All right. Just making sure. You know what I'm saying? No, but listen, we do.
Music. I can't make the music.
No, but we do got lives that we usually have like on Mondays and Fridays. We usually have them like 7. We used to do like YouTube lives like on Mondays and Fridays, like from 7, 8 o'clock, somewhere in that range. So if you ever free, you want to jump on, come in the panel, we just be shooting, just shooting the shit with the eye talkers, you know what I mean? But it'd be dope, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you said what days you say? What days?
Mondays and Fridays.
Yeah.
Mondays and Fridays.
We're gonna do it this Monday, but this Monday coming up, I don't think we're gonna do it that Monday, but we're gonna do it the following Friday, and we're gonna do it tomorrow. Yeah. But I'll shoot you the link, yo. We on there. Yeah. Get on and shit. You know what I'm saying? We on there probably for about 2 hours at least. So get to it. If not, I understand, man. You got a lot going on right now.
That's a fact.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, man. I thank you, man. I definitely like the,
Yeah, man.
Thank you, man, for this invitation, man, and this opportunity.
Yeah. Appreciate you.
Really.
Anything you want to
forward. Each one teach one.
Mm.
Dependency is the key. You know.
Exactly, man. Yeah, keep doing what you're doing. Stay safe out there, man. We're definitely gonna have you back on, man. We got
Thank you.
If we can get on the schedule and shit, we get maybe about 7 months from now and shit, yo. But you know, we'll wait, yo. We'll wait.
No, man. Like I said, man. You know, y'all were the second ones, man. The invitation. You know, hey, man. Look, I will always do it. You know, I'll always be there.
Appreciate it.
Man, I appreciate it. Man. Stay safe. If they only knew. If they only knew, man. If they only
knew, man. Yeah, if they only knew, man. Man. All right, man. Peace, man.
Peace.